Okay. Namaste, namaste, family of light. Good to see everybody here in person and on Facebook Live and on Zoom. Welcome, welcome. Well, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. Actually, a couple of things that came up this week. And it's a reminder of who we are and how important it is to remember who we are. We are very much part of the divine plans. Okay. And there is a prayer, the Great Invocation, since the 1940s, is the work of actually Ascended Master Dewal Kul, also known as Tibetan, came in through the work of Alice Bailey. Theosophy is just one huge body of work, along with other huge body of works that work with the ascended realms of light, what people may call the Bene or the ascended masters, the rishis. There's many names, but just to say that they are ascended beings, and these ascended beings are very much a part of have interest in us and humanity in general, but most certainly with light workers who have came, who have decided to come into this planet. There's many of us that maybe had a choice where we didn't get caught up in samsara or the reincarnation cycle going over and over again. There's many of us that might very well be the case, or we are caught up in the samsara. It doesn't matter, but there's those that are here presently that have this sense of mission, that somewhere in their cosmic memory, it's like they feel, I think I made a promise. I'm here to do something. And a lot of our lives, I'm much older now, but I know what it's like if you're younger, where you come in saying, I think I'm supposed to do something. I think I'm supposed to do something. I think, right? And that kind of puts you on your path. That kind of puts you on being a seeker to kind of figure out what it is. Because really, we are a species that has amnesia, like, how do we get here? What is our purpose? And all of that. And now, not everybody is all that inquisitive. Okay. Most of us have been indoctrinated into this is the way things are. Right. And they operate like that. And that's okay because there's not just one thing, there's many layers. And most certainly we could say that this planet definitely is a schoolhouse. There are things you could learn, absolutely. But then also too, you begin to say like, this is a repeating pattern, and there is this sense of evolution. And I think there's something else that's supposed to happen, but for some reason I just can't figure it out. But I'm going to keep on seeking, okay? And there's some of us that have that mission that are very passionate about figuring things out. And so you could say that kind of pushes them ahead of the masses that say, yeah, but I don't have time right now because, I'm thinking of my career and, I want to go to this party and I get it. And that's okay. That's okay. Everybody has to live their life and have their experiences. But at some point, it becomes very serious for those that have this sense of mission or feel that they have something important to do. And I would definitely say that this is the time now. We have chosen to be here in this moment because a big quantum leap and decisions are coming to a pinnacle right now. And it is time. There's many of us that are awake. There's many of us that are in the process of awakening. Okay. And you still have those that are not quite there yet. Okay. That's okay. But the ones who are awake or awakening, okay, we must be our authentic self. And by being our authentic self, it means it doesn't matter what other people think of you or you're crazy. No, forget all of that stuff. We're not crazy. The world is crazy. That's what's going on. The world is crazy because it's not the real one from the source. And we begin to figure it out. And I've always said, because we are creators, there's other level of beings that are creators too. Whose creation are we in? There's the ultimate creation, obviously. Okay. But there is this concept, okay, from the Buddhists and from the Hindus that talked about Maya, the state of illusion. What is that? What is the illusion? And I was always trying to figure out what that was because I've always said if I put my finger on a fire and a flame, that hurts. There is nothing illusional about that. But the illusion is Okay, and I have seen so many young people, now not only young people, older people as well, that figure that this is it, this is the world. And for those that may fall into a depression, like I'm the only one and everybody else is successful, whatever that success program is, and I'm just going to give up. And sometimes they make the ultimate decision to do that. And I'm like, no, 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 no. There's so much more. There's so much more. You are not crazy. You're not the only one. And I would say, hey, shout out to the black sheeps of the family, okay? Because they're usually the ones early on that kind of see the program or something is not what it seems to be. So I want to talk about the divine plan. Okay, in the divine plan, the idea of the divine plan in the great invocation, it says the divine plan which the masters know and serve. And I've always wondered, like, what does that really mean? But even when you don't understand everything, the mental part of it, it's trusting your intuition that tells you to move forward, even if you don't understand it yet, even if you don't understand it yet, because there'll be a point when you begin to figure it out, or what the Gnostics call gnosis, whereas a direct knowing. When you get to gnosis, you're in a good space because all that propaganda, programming, all of that stuff cannot affect you. And let me assure you, ladies and gentlemen, there is an outright, and I do mean outright, okay, force and attack to capture the consciousness of humanity, and we're not having it, okay, for its lower timeline expression. Okay, let's put it that way. There is a higher timeline, and we may want to call it the Christic timeline, the Divine Maitreya timeline, which is we are organically, okay, the technology for our own ascension. Okay, it's in us, it's programmed in us. And then what we have to remember that we are not the body. We are not the body. It's an avatar. Our true self uses it, or aspect of it uses it, but we're not it. We come from the highest of Aeon. And what is the divine plan? To wake up out of the dream, okay, to wake up out of it and to remember. And the only way that you're going to be able to figure this out is that you cannot come from this like 3D perspective. You have to remember that you are an interdimensional being. There's many, many, many layers of what you are a part. There's much higher parts of yourself. So first you have to grasp that concept. Another concept to grasp is that we are part of the spiritual hierarchy, which I call the boots on the ground. Okay. And we're in these physical bodies. But as I said, there are other aspects in the myriad of beings. Do you think we are the only ones in this multiverse? Like, really? Okay. Then the other thing you have to say, you have to observe and say, wow, this is a world of duality. There's this and this, that and that. But yet we're in a creation of a trinity. But it seems to be some unbalance over here. A major unbalance, you could say, is divine masculine and divine feminine not being balanced. Okay. And then you begin to start saying, well, maybe I have to look at things outside of this very matrix that I find myself in, pierce through that and see it from a higher perspective. And when you walk your path of truth, when you walk your path of light, that will happen. I promise you, it will happen. Then you begin to see things in a much broader perspective, and then many of us can begin to see the program. But in the beginning, right now, what I will say is that it is very important for us to question everything. And it is also important for us to develop our spiritual muscle, our intuition, start trusting it, start using it, do your spiritual disciplines, whatever that may be, okay, to begin to really radiate your light, So just what can I do? Radiate your light. That's what you can do because by doing that, you're raising the frequency collectively, okay, for the planet. And that's what we need to do because there is a concerted effort to go into the entropy, which is to bring things down. And as the Divine Mother once told me, you have to fight for the centropy. You have to say, no, I am raising up. So you're not going to contribute to the collective fear. You're not going to contribute to the collective chaos. No, you're going to remember who you are, that you come from the highest of aeons, that you come from the Adam Codman, the divine human that holds the image and the similitude of the divine. You got the spark. Not everybody does. Okay, just remember that part. You got the spark, and that's your power. And that's what you have to remember because you are part of the divine plan. I want to mention to everybody that we are having an amazing event on Saturday, March 21st. It's actually going to be the Cosmic Center's 14th anniversary. And we are going to tell the story of the Cosmic Center, which is quite phenomenal. We have the pictures. I mean, just amazing things and how the Ascended Masters and how it all came together. And it's just going to be phenomenal. It's going to be in person and it's also going to be online. So if you go to the Cosmic Center's website, ccosl.com, you'll see a banner right there. Just click it. It'll give you all the information. If you're local, please come. If you're not local, please participate online. It'll be an amazing thing. Also, too, it's time for light workers to be prosperous because that's the work that we're here to do. Okay, and it's going to be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So Saturday, March 21st. 2 o'clock p.m. to 4:30. Afterwards, we're going to have a reception and like networking and that sort of thing. Okay. Yay. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. We have Katia here and another friend that's here, I think, for your first time. Is that correct? That's right. That's right. That's right, Katia. I remember. So with that, namaste, beautiful family of light. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel. We have a lot of stuff going on over there. Okay, you say, gee, I just need to kind of wake up or try to understand stuff. Check out our YouTube channel. Okay, we have a lot of information there. Very inspired, very, very inspired. Our teachers and healers are here to help and assist. What an exciting time. We're called like light workers. Find your positions and let's get to work. So, with that, namaste, beautiful family of light on Facebook Live.